All right, so welcome everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves. We're talking about inflammation.
Inflammation, huh?
Yeah. Specifically, how it can wreak havoc on your fertility.
Mm.
And, I was reading this stuff from the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness.
Oh, yeah, I know them. They're great.
And it's like, wow, inflammation is a major player in infertility. And not just for women. It impacts men too.
It's true. And the thing is, it's not always obvious, right? It's not like a sprained ankle where you see the swelling and feel the pain.
Right, right. So what's actually happening? Like what's going on in our bodies?
Well, think of your immune system like a security system,
Mhm.
always on alert, ready to respond to threats.
Okay, makes sense.
And these little proteins called chemokines, they're like the messengers.
Message.
Yeah, so say there's a problem, right? An injury or an infection. Chemokines signal to the immune cells, hey, come over here, we need backup. And they kind of attach to specific receptors on cells, which triggers a whole chain reaction, bringing immune cells to the scene of the crime.
Wow, so these chemokines are like what? An emergency dispatch system for your body.
Exactly. They direct the immune response to where it's needed.
But how does that lead to infertility?
Well, sometimes this system, it gets a little overzealous. It's like a security guard who's a bit too trigger happy.
Oh, I see.
There's one chemokine in particular called RANTES, and this one, it's been linked to conditions like endometriosis and PCOS, both of which can make it harder to conceive.
Right, and for anyone listening who might not be totally familiar with PCOS, that's polycystic ovary syndrome. It's a hormonal disorder that can cause, well, a bunch of issues. Irregular period cysts on the ovaries, and yeah, difficulty getting pregnant.
Exactly. And RANTES, it seems to kickstart this excessive immune response in the uterus. It's like setting off a false alarm.
So instead of protecting the body, the immune system starts attacking healthy tissue.
Unfortunately, yes. And in endometriosis, this inflammation fuels the growth of tissue outside the uterus. And with PCOS, it can interfere with ovulation and make it harder for an embryo to implant.
Wow. So this tiny little protein can have such a huge impact.
It's pretty remarkable, isn't it? The body's so complex.
Absolutely. So knowing all this, you start to wonder if there are ways to calm this inflammation down, right? To kind of hit the reset button.
Right, and that's where something like traditional Chinese medicine comes in. It offers a different perspective.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How so?
Well, conventional medicine is great at managing symptoms, but TCM, it focuses on restoring balance to the entire system.
So it's a more holistic approach.
Exactly. And two of the key practices they use for infertility are acupuncture and herbal medicine.
Right, acupuncture. That's the one with the needles, right?
Yep. Basically, it involves stimulating specific points on the body with these very fine needles. And the goal is to enhance blood flow to the reproductive organs and regulate the immune system.
I know some people get a little squeamish about needles.
I get it, but the needles are super thin. Most people just feel a little tingling or pressure, nothing major.
Yeah.
And honestly, lots of people find it quite relaxing.
Interesting. And there's actual science backing it up.
Oh, yeah. There's a growing body of research showing acupuncture can be especially helpful for endometriosis. It can reduce pain and inflammation.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, so we've got acupuncture. What about herbal medicine? How does that work?
So herbal medicine in TCM is incredibly personalized. Practitioners, they carefully choose herbs based on an individual's unique imbalances. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
That makes sense. Everyone's body is different.
Exactly. And these herbal concoctions, they can address a whole range of issues. Research suggests that certain Chinese herbs can help regulate hormones and PCOS, and directly tackle inflammation in the reproductive system.
This is all fascinating. But I gotta ask, can TCM and, conventional medicine, can they work together? Or is it kind of one or the other?
Oh, they can absolutely work together. It's like modern medicine brings the high-tech tools like IVF.
Right.
And TCM, it brings this deep understanding of the body's energy imbalance, addressing the root causes of infertility. It's like a dynamic duo.
I love that analogy. So they complement each other.
Exactly. Think of it like, imagine you have a car that's not running right.
Okay.
Conventional medicine might replace a faulty part, but TCM would tune up the engine and make sure everything's running smoothly.
Gotcha. So working together, they can potentially increase the chances of success.
Absolutely. There's research showing that acupuncture, it can actually improve IVF success rates. They think it works by increasing blood flow to the uterus, making it more receptive to embryo implantation.
That's incredible.
I had a patient who'd been struggling with infertility for years. She was about ready to give up on IVF, But then she decided to try acupuncture alongside her next IVF cycle. And
Well,
guess what?
she got pregnant.
She did. It was such a joyful moment. It really solidified for me the power of integrating these two approaches.
That's a really powerful story. And it seems like the Berkeley Center, they really get this whole integrated approach.
Yeah, they're big on personalized care. They even do home visits for acupuncture in New York City.
Wow, that's convenient.
And phone consultations for those who are farther away. They're really dedicated to making this accessible.
That's fantastic. So I guess the big takeaway here is inflammation. It's a major roadblock for many people on their fertility journey.
Right.
But there's hope. TCM offers some powerful tools. And integrating those tools with conventional medicine, it could be a real game changer.
It definitely could. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could this combination of ancient wisdom and modern science hold the key to helping more people achieve their dreams of parenthood? It's a thought-provoking question.
It really is.
Yeah.
And for anyone wanting to explore this further, definitely check out the Berkeley Center's website. It's www.berkeleycenter.com. Or give them a call at 212-685-0985. They're a wealth of information.
They are.
Well, that's about it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It was great chatting with you.